So I am still making some little things for the craft bazaar at my kids' school, and this is one thing that I came across online that I thought would be really neat for boys. A lot of the other things I made are kind of focused on girls, and so I wanted something that little boys would think was cool also. So there is a gal who does a video on how to make these little creeper keychains, and this is what the handle on hers looks like. It's just a single chain that's woven into the top panel here. And I tried one of these out and I gave it to my son, and he just about pulled out the top piece that's for the keychain. So I wanted to see if I could make one that's a little bit more sturdy, a little bigger. And so this is what I have. It's just a really simple little thing. It's not even anything special at all, but I just have a different way of making this one. So I thought I would show you guys how to make a thicker keychain loop that still has a really nice pattern to it, and you can still fit lots on there. Okay, so let's get started here. I'm going to leave a nice long tail when I make this little loop for my keychain so that it can be woven into the top easily. So let's just start by making our slip knot, and we'll get our hook right in there. So I've got my slip knot, and this is a really long tail. It doesn't even have to be this long, but just to show you. And I am actually going to do a chain of 10 here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And once we have our chain of 10 there, we are going to just go ahead and fasten off. So you know what, I'm actually going to do one more there so that I can pull that through. And now we have it fastened off. So that's kind of the base that we're going to start with. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to go right back and join some new yarn on so that we can go ahead and go along this chain to make it a little bit thicker. Okay. So now we're going to continue with the rest of it. I'm going to leave a nice long tail there again. I'm going to just insert my hook into the first chain here, loop my new yarn over, pull it right through. So here's our end still hanging out. This is still attached to our yarn ball. And right here I'm just going to go ahead and chain 1. And then we're going to begin doing single crochets into this very next stitch, and we're going to single crochet all the way across. Right into the end there. So now we have our 2 tails right here, and we're going to have another 2 tails here at the end. So we'll just go ahead and cut our yarn. And again, we want to leave a little bit of a tail. We'll do 1 chain 1 so that we can pull through. And that's what we have here. So now what we're going to do is we're going to knot each pair of tails that we have. So we'll just put a little knot right here. Let's keep that nice and tight. You can do more than 1 if you'd like. So it's knotted on that side, and then we'll do the same with this side. Put 1 knot in there, and I'm going to do a second one. And so this is what we have now that we are going to use as our loop. And so you see you have a nice thick loop right there that is going to hold your keychain nicely. It's not going to frazzle or unravel on you or anything like that. And we're just going to use these same 2 ends in the same way that she puts hers into the top. We are going to take our loop and put it in. And now we're going to put them in a little bit spaced apart here so that there's a little bit of room right here on the top. So that's how we're going to put that in. So just grab one of your top squares and we'll weave this in to make our loop. Alrighty, now I have out my top panel where I'm going to attach my little loop. But before I do that, I just wanted to show you guys I am using an H size hook here to do mine. In the original tutorial she used a size 4mm hook, so you can see that's a big difference, and I'm using mine because I wanted to have a bigger product that they could use maybe as like a backpack buddy or something like that. It can of course still be worn as a keychain, but mine are going to be a lot larger than the ones that she makes, so that's a reason why I needed to have a little bit bigger of a handle, because I'm using a bigger crochet hook and I'm making a bigger product. Alrighty, now to put on your little loop, you can see here on the panel that it kind of looks like we've got 3 distinct segments here. I want to make sure that my loop is either going to come diagonally across one of the segments or just horizontally across it. So you can see with this one here, this is the front, but I have my loop going on a diagonal across that top panel. So that's one way that you can do it, depending on how you would like it to look. With this one here, it's just straightforward. Here is the front face, the top, and I just have my loop going directly across like that. So it's up to you how you would like to position it, if it's something that you even care about or not. So let's just say I want to do this one on a diagonal. All I'm doing here is, you can use your hook or you can use a smaller hook, which makes it a little bit easier to get through the workings here. I'm just going to go right up through where I would like to have one of the sides planted in. I grab the 2 tails that I have tied together and pull those straight through. So that way you can see it's anchored right through there. And do the same thing with the other side. So you just want to find out exactly where you would like the base to come through, slide your hook through, grab these 2 tails and pull them through. Okay, so that's our easy way of getting everything in. You can see it's on the diagonal. It's right in the middle where I'd like it to be. And we have these nicely secured here. So we're just going to flip it over. And now that we have our tails that are already tied together, we're going to go ahead and work those in throughout here just to give it some really good stability. You can go ahead and tie these together if you'd like. I have done that on some of mine. I have just gone ahead and weaved them in at other points. So let's say I really just wanted to tie these off first. I could do it like this. Just grab all 4 of the tails, tie them off nicely, and then you can work them in. And so you just want to make sure that you're going to have a nice strong connection point here for when you put your chain through, as I did here. Okay, so once you have that through, you can tie it as I said, and then go ahead and use a needle. So we just use one of our sewing needles and sew in these ends so that they are worked all the way throughout the patch, okay? And this all gets hidden inside once you have your square put together, and this is what we end up with. So it's really simple and easy. It's a nice way to just get a thicker loop that won't frazzle as easily, especially when you're making a larger kind of backpack buddy like this.